Good morning, everybody, and it's a great honor for me to begin this session by really honoring Professor Anna Czlonkowska and her wonderful research she's carried out on Wilson disease over many decades. This symposium is really held to honor her astounding contribution, which goes way, way, way beyond anything she's just in Wellcome has done here in this country. She's really become a leading international authority on this condition. And, you know, we need to make quite sure that we don't use the word retirement for this occasion, because I cannot really see Anna ever stopping any research on Wilson disease. Indeed, she may just turn out to be one of those people who work even harder after they got retired simply because they have more time for what they really enjoy. So this is one of her closest companions. But just very briefly, I just want to highlight a few significant points in her life. So in her professional life, she gained her diploma of medicine at Warsaw Medical Academy. She then became a doctor of medicine at the Institute of Psychiatry and Neurology, Warsaw. She had additional training at the Board of Clinical Neurology at the Institute of Psychiatry and Neurology, again in Warsaw, and then got her habilitation, which is a major step in her academic career. But she also had several fellowships, and indeed, it was actually a piece of work she did whilst she was in Munich on a completely unrelated subject, which made me first notice her name, take note of her name, only to then rediscover it later when I became more and more interested in Wilson disease. And between 1985 and 2013, she was professor and head of the second department of neurology. She's currently professor in this department and head of the study group at the Department of Experimental and Clinical Pharmacology, Medical University of Warsaw. She was also a member of the International Consortium at Euro-Wilson. Maybe the single most important thing, and I think that shines through in so many of her publications, is her enormous dedication to the patients. Since 1969, she has cared for over 800 patients with Wilson disease, which means she's got astonishing experience with this comparatively rare disorder. And it's really impossible to summarize her achievements briefly in just half a dozen slides, but you know, this is an attempt at it. I just did a quick PubMed search and I just typed in Anna Czlonkowska and Wilson disease into Medline, and 106 publications came up. This is astounding. Her first paper was back in 1972 on hemolysis in Wilson disease, and since then there have been excellent publications on a very wide range of different aspects of Wilson disease, including but not limited to the clinical course, genetics, phenotype, rating scales, genotype, phenotype, imaging, survival, heterozygote carriers, biochemistry, treatment, and so on. I'd also like to acknowledge that, whilst I don't know her group well at all, it's quite clear that she has, over the years, managed to time and again motivate younger neurologists to become involved in Wilson disease. And she has clearly mentored so many of them, and it really is always a team which develops. It's never just the leader, but she's clearly exceeded there as well. So I'm truly delighted to be here today, and I just hope that the rest of the day will be as exciting as I will hope it to be. Many thanks.